It looks like we are starting off the final duel. And this is going to be Julien versus Tom. And Julien did win the die roll. So he's going to start and he normal summons Raisin. What a wonderful beginning already. And Tom, I'm not sure that he plays that many hand traps. In the matches that I've seen him so far, Fua has been the only one that I've seen that he actively plays. However, this Fua is going to get met with an Ash Blossom. And for good reason. I think Julien, knowing what he is going against, is going to want to set up the best possible board to absolutely obliterate the Lunalight deck. Because if you give Lunalight the opportunity to do anything, they can steamroll you. It doesn't matter if you're playing this deck or not. It is rough out here. Now, here we're gonna see Rock be made, and then we're going to see Julien now with a case of Canine, adding the copy of Izuna. Tom may be playing Nibiru. I'm not entirely too sure, but as far as I know, I haven't seen Impulse, I haven't seen Imperm, and I haven't seen Nibiru. I've just seen straight Engine and a couple of, I think, maybe Board Breakers. But right now, Julien is looking very, very dominant here in this first exchange. So we're gonna see him making the Ripper right away in defense mode, and he's going to go ahead and detach for cost to search for a monster, more than likely. However, he is going to show the opponent what he knows that is in his hand. And now we are going to see him detach the Zuna so that he can get his guaranteed search, keeping the Lupus in the under the monster as a material so that he doesn't have to sacrifice, getting impermed, right? That does give him a dark with the Jokul. Now, what other follow-up plays do we see? Because we see on resolution that he will set the forced release. Now we see Holly Sue summon herself out by revealing Raisin and then revealing a Fire and a Dark in order to summon what is probably going to be Mad Love from the deck. Julien has been playing the Vanquish Soul K9 deck relatively well the entire top 8, so I hope to see him win in the finals because, quite frankly, I don't want to see Europe win. I want to see US take a third victory in a row. So now we're going to see him summon Mad Love, search for start activate, and now he's going to probably trigger the effect in order to search for probably a Geolong. However, he is going to instead utilize Burger first, and then probably get a draw, which is going to help him out because that gives Julien a level 5 that he can go for instead of having to hard search for another one and expend more resources. And instead of using them, he can keep them in the hand for the future. So we're going to see him summon the Burger, adding back Holly Sue, and then drawing a card with the Geolong. Not Geolong, I'm sorry, with the Heavy Burger effect. And then, what do you search here? Caesar, potentially? Let's see. Will he also be able to keep 2 darks on the field? Not 2 darks, but 2 VS monsters so that he can get the Snow Devil. Currently, only time will tell, but we will await and see. So, from here, Julien actually decides to reveal double Jokul instead of a Jokul and a Holly Sue. But honestly, this gets him to the Lantern, and that is a Dark, a Earth, and a Fire in hand, right? So this is realistically all he needs. The Lantern can be kept in hand for follow-up and as a Dark for Julien to have it for not only the Vanquish Soul Snow Devil, but also for the Caesar Valius to pop. So overall, so far so good. Now we should see Julien using the effect of both the start and the Jokul here Well, Jokel already got used, but to start to go ahead and add himself, probably the Caesar Valius, maybe even a Geo Long. But yeah, now we're going to see Big Boy come through to his hand. Now we're going to see Julien overlay for the Jokels to make a Nash Knight more than likely. Now, we do know that Tom plays board breakers, and the one that he does play that he's used all day was Book of Eclipse. Book of Eclipse is actually really strong here because a lot of the interruptions that Julien has access to is, you know, whatever he places on the board. So one Book of Eclipse could ruin his day, but potentially with the Burger, he can, you know, see another Ash Blossom and play through it. So let's see. I think we might see one. I mean, he had to use it, unfortunately, for the Fua, but end phase, we're going to see start set the Vanquish Soul Snow Devil, and now he's going to go ahead, cut his deck, give it to the opponent, and then give it to the judge for the final cut. And, you know, the Book of Eclipse would suck, ultimately, but I mean, he has loads of interruptions here, so he's going to pass. And now he's going to probably use Burger here, right? You might want to use it early so that you can dig for an Ash Blossom. Oh, actually, he might already have one. He might already have one. So here we see Tanky activated onto the field. This is a Rhoda for Beast Warriors, and it is at 3. So Lunalight having full consistency to their main deck. Ooh. Okay. So, will this resolve? And the answer looks to be no. And here's the thing, you might actually want to keep the Izuna here because... Sorry, blowing my nose. Because it could be used against... Oh, well, okay. I was going to say, you can keep the Izuna on the board to try to use it against the, what's it called, graveyard effects of the Lunalight monsters, but it looks like Tenki was the only card that he actually had to play. So we're going to go and come back in game number 2. Very quick game 1, very decisively won, and hopefully we can consistently see that again in game number 2. Only time will tell. We will see who our next champion is in just a moment, so stay tuned. Alright, game number 2, man, this is exciting. We have Julien already with 1 win, and Tom trying to keep up and see if he can do it, man. And you know, as much as, you know, I like Julien, you know, Tom seems to have been playing the more fun deck overall, but I do want to see a Vanquish Soul K9 win. Here, Julien looking like he is seeing this for the first time, the Foolish Burial Goods. Oh no! More like, oh yes! Does Tom have the Call by the Grave? I know he's opened that card multiple times, but if he does not have it here, I think brother is cooked. Oh dear lord. Oh my god. Oh dude. So honestly, I do not see Tom winning, at least not right now. But dude, yeah, when you open these 1-ofs and when they are as impactful as you see here and as you saw in top 4 where Julien opened the There Can Be Only One against Yummy, you end up seeing that, I mean, yeah, you end up seeing that the games can become one-sided like that. Now, Julien doesn't actually appear to have drawn any engine. In fact, his hand just looks to be a bunch of Fuwas plus Nibirus. I think he is delaying the inevitable because he just passed. Good lord, this has been a wild game number 2 so far. Okay. So, oh, Tom passing right back. Julien looks like he drew a Holisu here, but it doesn't look to be, oh, but he does have 2 level 5s for the Jokuls. However, it looks like we're gonna see the Black Goat Labs calling K9 Jokul. So he's gonna keep him on the hand, and the Black Goat Labs is actually gonna be really good here because it's going to essentially hold Julien back for another turn next turn. So does Tom open anything here playable? Even if Julien is able to utilize, the Fuwas, it could be negated by the Black Goat Labs, I think. Unless it just negates the effects on the field. But, you know, time will tell. That is unfortunate for Julien. So, you know, depending on how this game goes, we could very well see this go to a game number 3. And ultimately, I mean, again, I just foresee if he cannot resolve any of his Vanquish Soul Monster's effects, then he's truly going to be behind. Here we see a Fua be dropped and they got met with an Ash Blossom, but, you know, we see Julien has another one here. So, I mean, surely, you know, he'll be fine. We see the Gold Leo activate its effect to search and discard. And Julien probably holding the other Fua until he's, you know, until Tom is basically forced to play, right? But I mean, this is already in dangerous territory. So Kaleido Chick gets added back to the hand, and now he drops the Perulia. Okay. So if Tom wants to continue playing, he is probably going to have to normal summon the Kaleido Chick. You could argue that Julien could have dropped the Perulia earlier though, but I mean, he's gonna give him a draw. Oh, I think that was the 3rd Jokul. That's unfortunate. Okay. Well, I think that's all the monsters that Tom... Oh, hold on. It's not over yet. Kaleido Chick is not a quick effect. So we're going to see the Izuna come through. But, I mean, the Black Goat Labs just stopped this, no? I mean, you probably stopped the Lupus, honestly. So here, Lupus is dumped. Lupus effect is special. Chain the Black Goat Labs. And then, I mean, he cannot Exceed summon here, you know? Now we're gonna see the Kaleido Chick be dumped. And, you know, Nibiru might put in some work, but I just can't imagine that it would actually be too impactful here. Again, time will tell. We are going to see the Yellow Martin special summon himself by bouncing the Gold Leo. And now he probably makes a Tiger King here to set up a Tenki on the board. I mean, surely it's not over yet. Because again, Nibiru may be able to put in a lot of work. But I think once Tom gets into the grind of things, Nibiru won't be enough. Is that an ultimate rare? Oh man, that is beautiful. So Tiger King is going to go ahead and utilize its effect to set a Tenki onto the field. Julien, of course, you know, reading the card just to see if he'd be able to, I don't know if, you know, there's anything that would prevent Tom from utilizing it, but, you know, it looks like they're having a judge dispute. So we'll find out what that ends up being about. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I'll pause here and I'll jump right back once I figure out what's going on. Alright, we are back. It looks like all he needed was a translation. And now we're going to see the Tenki activated. This Tenki is going to allow him to grab the Tiger. And the Tiger is going to, again, put in a lot of work here. Is Yellow Martin once per turn, though? That's the one thing that I don't remember. I would imagine that it is, but I guess we can read it here. No, it's not. Oh no, yeah. It's a hard once per turn. You can only use each of its effects once. So he's going to add the Black Sheep, and then he's going to activate the effect to dump the Kaleido to negate all face-up monsters on the board with less attack than the Tiger King, and then utilize the effect here of, I believe that was the Black Sheep, to add a Poly to his hand. Now we know that he has Gold Leo, and here is the Tiger. Tiger effect is going to summon out the Kaleido chick, and at this point this will be the 5th summon. So does Julien drop the Nibiru here? He's thinking there may not be any more plays for him to do from here. So I think Nibiru might be a good spot to drop here, in my honest opinion. But I mean, you know, you could also argue that you could hold it, but I think if you let them get to Perfume Dancer, you're in trouble. So here we're gonna see the Nibiru. Now I wonder if this if under Black Gold Labs the Lupus gets banished. I mean, it probably does, but oh, that's so crazy. Here we're gonna see the Book of Eclipse be utilized, and it's going to flip all the monsters face down, and now he's going to be able to fusion summon with the Kaleido chick and the Gold Leo from hand to make the Perfume Dancer, and I think this is GG's. Julien, unable to resolve the Nibiru here, really hurts him in the long run. I think at this point in time he might have to consider scooping the game, but we'll see what happens, right? The fusion summon with the Gold Leo and the Perfume Dancer enables him to be able to get back the Perfume plus the Poly. And now here we're going to see him reborn the Kaleido chick with the Perfume, and now he's going to just be able to dump. And Simon says it's time to wave the white flag. I know Julien wants to stay in because, you know, there is a chance that his opponent may mess up, but I think it's, well, you know what, then again, it is Worlds and there is no time limit. I guess you just wait it out. There's almost no reason to scoop very early on in this current time frame, but I will say he is in trouble. So here we're gonna see now the Lunalight Wolf fusion summon for a Liger Dancer, it looks like. And I mean, with the Liger Dancer, this is gonna be really tough. Lunalight Fusion will now destroy all special summon monsters on the field, and that is game here because he's able to attack twice. So yeah, unfortunate. Look, the shifter was incredible, but yeah, the shifter was incredible, but not at all, because it ended up letting him lose even harder. But we're gonna see if he bricks or if he ends up getting a good hand and playing through Tom's interruptions next game. We'll be right back in game number 3. And here we are in game number 3. Oh man, Julien had such bad luck in the finals here, and that was just for game 2. But will we see him emerge successful in game 3? And right now his hand is full of a lot of good engine, it looks like. So, and I see Raisin, I see Holisu. So will Tom be able to secure victory over Julien, or will Julien showcase how powerful his deck is? Quite frankly, it looks like he is going to go ahead and summon out the Holy Sue in order to establish himself to be able to actually play under a potential droll. I mean, he knows that Tom has it, so he's going to go ahead and now activate the Stake Your Soul to go ahead and special summon out a burger from the deck, it looks like. Looks like he's doing this to play, again, around the droll in Lockbird here. But you also have to wonder, does Tom have access to Nibiru? And if he does, I mean, it could very well punish Julien here. We'll see how things go and play. Right now, he's going to reveal a Dark and a Fire to special summon from the deck. This very well could be, like, let's say, Raisin. Let's see. He's going to go ahead and look through his deck now. He does have a Case of Canine. But again, I'm confident that Tom has the droll. He looked at his hand. It looks like he wants to really activate it. None the wiser, but it looks like Julien is going straight for the Geolong in order for him to be able to play around the droll and Lockbird here. So here now we see a Case of Canine opting to do this before being able to make a Ripper. I guess he's gonna add Izuna, but I don't know. This feels a little ass, right? But he adds Jokul instead. Maybe Julien has a read that Tom didn't have it, and now he's gonna normal summon the Dr. Madlove as the 4th summon here. Tom deliberating if he has a response. We may not see a... Well, I don't think we're going to see a Fua either, because I think he would have dropped it. Yeah, it would have been dropped way earlier. So now the start is going to target one of the monsters to add a Geolong. This is now granting him 2 fires to be able to search here. Now from here, Julien has many plays, many variations that he can go for. He can go ahead and search for Geolong for the Caesar here. And then afterwards, he can go ahead and make the Ripper to add a copy of Izuna even. And then, you know, grab himself a Jokul. But where will his Earth come from? I guess it's going to be with the Holisu later, right? After he makes a rock. But it looks like, yeah, he's not going to be able to retain 2 Vanquish Soul monsters on the board. So what he's going to do is now overlay these 2 level 5 monsters for the Ripper. Ripper in defense mode, of course, because I think Tom does play the board breakers to stop it. Or to blow up the field, rather. So Julien is, I mean, he's playing the game, you know. Nothing against him except for basically his own mental at this point. So he adds the Ripper. Again, no monster effects have been used from the hand yet. Now he's going to go ahead and summon the Rock of the Vanquisher. Rock of the Vanquisher adding the Holisu, so he adds the Earth back to his hand. And now he's going to go ahead and probably summon it back out with the Jokul. But instead, he actually decides to summon out the Geolong instead. Okay. So, let's remind ourselves of what he has in the hand. He has Izuna, I think, Holisu, and Raisin. He also has the Snow Devil. Or maybe he added Lantern, it looks like. So here we have Lantern to suffice as the Dark, and I guess he's gonna have to add the Caesar on the opponent's turn. Yeah. Okay, so I think at this time, Tom knows every card except for one at this point. And I think Julian's gonna have to really dig for a Ash Blossom. Because, you know, a Book of Eclipse could just ruin his day. But, with the Jokul and the Mad Love, or Geolong rather, we're gonna see him use the Nash Knight to attach a copy of the 104, and then he's just going to essentially speed up the process and summon the C104 in defense mode, activate the effect to, you know, on summon, pop the Case of K9, and then Case of K9 to set the forced release. And now he's going to go ahead and set that Snow Devil. And I mean, again, hopefully Julien will be able to play and not have to deal with, but like, let's say, and there's a Droll and Lockbird in his hand. Okay. So end phase, the burger will have to go ahead and go back to Julian's hand since he summoned it with the Stake Your Soul. Yeah. So burger is back to hand. Will he have to discard? It looks like he won't. He has 6 cards in hand. If he has 7, I mean, he could just discard something random that he doesn't need, but you definitely want to keep the Droll if possible. Okay, so now we're gonna see Tom start his turn. He has 6 full cards in hand, and Lord knows if he has anything to play with here. He's looking a little disheveled, but maybe he's just putting up a front. So Julien, I mean, looking completely focused, was able to full combo both game 1s and game 2. And it looks like we're gonna see something from Tom here immediately off the bat. Let's see what it ends up being. So he's going to activate the effect of Fualos, hopefully getting him some draws, and Julien says, yeah, that's okay. Now he's going to go ahead and activate the effect of the Foolish Burial. Julien, looking at his hand, lets it go through, which is going to dump likely the Silver Hound. The Silver Hound will be able to special summon from the deck, which will be the Gold Leo more than likely. And then he can choose to go ahead and not use the Droll, but instead, actually, what he ends up dumping is the Yellow Marten. Okay. The Yellow Marten is going to be able to add a Lunalight spell or trap. This could be the downfall of Tom, but if he has a Call by the Grave, then he might be in there. So Julien lets it go, allowing Tom to get his search here, which is probably the Masquerade. And then on res, he's actually going to add the Lunalight Fusion. Ooh, that is super tough, right? So here comes the Droll and Lockbird. And the Lunalight Fusion can use the materials, right, from like his extra deck and main deck, but oh boy, yeah, I wonder. Julien may actually be forced to blow up his entire field on the activation of Lunalight Fusion. Okay. Looks like they are, you know, having a little dispute with the judges. I don't know what's going on. I think Tom is a-okay. He didn't... Okay, hold on. Okay, so all he did was just, you know, ask for a translation for the Lunalight Fusion. And, you know, Lord knows that if he allows the Lunalight Fusion to resolve, that there's a good chance that Julien just loses, right? Not saying that he can't allow it to resolve, but, you know, he has to probably activate the Vanquish Soul Snow Devil in order to, you know, blow up the field and, you know, but essentially pray that he can play through the rest of the of Tom's hand without any main monster interruption. However, he is going to choose to let it go through, which is going to allow him to fusion summon from basically anywhere. And one has to wonder if this is going to cost Julien the match. We can only wait and see. So, the Lunalight Fusion does not appear to be sending anything from the extra deck quite yet. So, he's gonna send a copy of the Silver Hound and a copy of that one I haven't seen. That was the bird, right? I think that is Emerald Bird. And he's going to summon out the Perfume Dancer. Here we're going to see Silver Hound. Right, that's Emerald Bird. Let's see. Yeah. Emerald Bird can target a monster in the graveyard to special summon it. And it looks like, to me, he could Ripper here and then activate Force Release. But Julien may very well just let it go. He also has access to the, you know, Trap card, which can net him a bunch of benefits. But yeah, it looks like Ripper will negate the Emerald Bird to prevent the Yellow Marten to be summoned. And the Silver Hound should still be able to special summon out from the deck here. So, you know, I'm glad that it wasn't a Liger Dancer summon or a Luna Dancer summon. Both of those would have been really hard to out for Julien, I think. So here we see Tiger. And Tiger has two type of effects, right? The Pendulum effect is to reborn, and on the field, if it gets destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target a Lunalight monster in your grave to summon it out. Realistically, the Tiger is here to be a bait, because I think Yellow Marten is going to bounce the Tiger to summon it out onto the board. And then he's going to be able to use the Tiger to reborn another monster from the graveyard. So yeah, I mean, we'll see how this ends up playing out for Julien, but he looks to be in a commanding lead. So now we're going to see the effect of Perfume Dancer be utilized. You can target one other Lunalight card you control, return it to the hand or extra deck, then you can special summon one Lunalight monster from your hand. Julien is going to go ahead and utilize the effect of the C104, detaching the CXC's Nash Knight to negate the effect, deal half the life points, and then randomly get a card out of, you know, the opponent's hand. But the thing is that can be beneficial. Oh, but it was a heavy poly. Yeah, heavy poly by paying a certain amount of life points, I think, or no, losing a certain amount of life points, allows you to fusion summon using cards from the extra deck. But if you do use it from the extra deck, you lose like 1,000 per body used. Okay, so I mean, here we are going to see Julien. You know, again, the Tom only has 2 more cards in hand, 3 with this one, and now we're going to do Force Liberation. Does Yellow Marten bounce for cost? It looks like it does not. No, and now Yellow Marten cannot reborn itself. And here on the Lunalight Tiger's effect to reborn, we're gonna see Werewolf chain its effect to look at his hand and banish a random card there, which is going to probably be the Perfume Dancer. until the end phase, of course. And the thrust here is not going to be that crazy. Not at all. So here we're going to see the summon of Yellow Martin from the Tiger. And because we know that the last card in hand is thrust, he's reading the cards, but it looks like he's going to use the Vanquish Soul Snow Devil here on resolution. And if he does that, I think it's game. Instead, though, what he'll do is Holly Sue, reveal, and he wins! Julien Kahn wins! He is our World 2025 champion, dude! Oh my god, congratulations!
Just look at the crowd, the champion du monde indeed, taking it on with that scarf all the way from the NAWCQ and now representing both the NAWCQ champion.
Attention duelists! We have a brand new champion for the TCG! Give it up for Julien Kahn! Congratulations! Commiserations to Tom there, but Julien, you have secured the World Championship. Julien, come and collect your trophy. Give it up for Julien Kahn, your World Champion for 2025!